Hello, I'm Bruce Lorenz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. We are in downtown Wadsworth talking to a couple ladies. And Megan, Harvey, how are you?
Good.
Could
How
you
are you?
introduce our guest?
Yes, so this is Emma Kelley. She is our new community engagement manager.
So the city of Wadsworth must really think it's really important to get the word out on all the good things we're doing in Wadsworth.
Absolutely. We have so much going on, and so much so that we brought on a second staff member. And so between First Fridays and farmers markets and everything in between,
Right.
from murals and economic vitality projects, we've been pretty busy here downtown.
Yeah, it seems like a really revitalization of the city, and you're really a big part of this. Tell us a little bit about your background, Emma.
So I went to Walsh University, just graduated in May. I studied visual communication design there and communications as well, and then I had a minor in digital marketing and analytics. So everything that I do here is a great mix of everything I went to school for.
Okay. So, has do you have constraints on you, or are you, thinking out of the box and what the job might be in 6 months or a year?
No, I definitely I'm thinking out of the box here.
Right.
Megan gives me like creative brain. I don't really have constraints with that. So we brainstorm a lot together, and then usually I'll create some graphics, send them back to Megan, make sure that they look good, and then post them. So yeah.
It's always important to get kind of a double check on people you work with, and did you ever imagine working for a city?
I did. I've actually always wanted to work for a nonprofit in a community. I've always wanted to engage with people and give back to that community in a creative way, and this job allows me to do that.
What are your first impressions of Wadsworth? I did a show a couple weeks ago about the flowers being presented, and they're all over. And Wadsworth is a beautiful city, isn't it?
It is very beautiful. The community's great. Everyone has been so kind. I'm still trying to learn everyone's names, and I recognize faces, but I'm still getting there. So I have enjoyed it so much. And I live in Broadview Heights. Our city's a little bit more spread out where I live,
Right.
and this is so nice because being right on Main Street is just all the shops being here, the park being here now. I just see so many people every day, and it's great.
Megan, this we're sitting in the pavilion here, right across the street from the old Central Middle School, and Wadsworth really tries to upgrade and improve things, don't they?
They do. So between the work of Main Street Wadsworth and the city, we were able to get this beautiful new pocket park, which seats about 200 to 300, sitting at one of the amenities of the fire pit and having swings and Adirondack chairs, and just creating a gathering place for our community to come. So you can go and get your Dora cup or a cup of coffee and sit outside for a little bit, or grab lunch over at Valley or substation, and you can actually eat your lunch outside. So trying to make it a place that you want to spend a little more time than just popping in and out of the venue.
Right.
And so between that and all, like you said, all the beautiful flowers that the Bud and Bloom and McComas Landscaping and the City of Wadsworth have done, we definitely want to make it an appealing community for people to visit and hopefully move or live in.
What some people really appreciate, it's just, I go to the north end and the big pots are there, and also in the south. We don't let any stone unturned.
Absolutely. No, you can find it, and I know our focus is downtown specifically, but you can find this all over the community, and I think that's the cool part about Main Street Wadsworth and our downtown, is that it's not just one location. We provide this for our entire community to come and gather together.
It seems like some cities have neglected their downtown area, and it seems like a shame that the downtown was an area people shopped and had lunch and shopped for flowers and other things, and all of a sudden then there was decline. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, so that's actually part of why our Main Street is here. And so back almost 50 years ago, the Main Street America was created as a national movement to preserve these downtowns. Everybody loved these quaint downtowns where you could do everything all in one go. Get your grocery shopping, get your flowers, do some clothes shopping, your shoe stores, your dentist. And unfortunately, with the as more people got automobiles, they wanted to go further into the big box stores. And so they moved away from downtowns. And so Main Street America had the approach of how do we preserve these historic places and make it a place that people, if they have the option between a big box store or supporting locally, you'll support local. So
Right.
through Main Street America, we have our state affiliate, which is Heritage Ohio, and then our Main Street, which was formed almost 10 years ago, come 2026. And we are an accredited Main Street, so we function off of Main Street America's 4-point system of promotions, design, organization, and economic vitality. So we have 4 different committees that work to preserve the historic buildings, bring events like First Fridays and the farmers markets downtown, design by adding murals and the Verdant Clock, and organization, just making us a strong organization so that we can do all of those other amazing projects so that our downtown isn't boarded up like some of these other unfortunate towns.
Right. Emma, the summer gives us a lot of opportunity to get things done and to have concerts and everything else. Are you involved in the concerts?
Yeah, we're involved in the concerts. I know just this past First Friday we helped set the stage up. We had some of the Wadsworth football players come and do that, but yeah,
Yeah.
so they volunteered
do
and they
this,
helped
come
us
on.
out. It was great. We had some guys helping us with that, but we did help take the stage down afterwards, and the band was very thankful for that, which is great. We during the concert go around with a donation bucket because it is a free concert. We want the community to be able to enjoy live music that's free. I mean, it's a great reason to come downtown and to visit the stores and to grab a bite to eat and walk around with your Dora cups. So yeah, we are involved with the concerts. I have made the promotional, like the posters, the different Facebook banners for the events. The bands will send in their pictures, and I will put all of the information about the concerts on those posts and then send them out for everyone to see.
So now you know that every month we have a first. Now, as the year gets on, it gets a little chillier
Yeah.
in November, December, and certainly the weather plays a big part. And thank goodness lately the weather's been very nice. Are you thinking ahead? Are you thinking like September, October, November, December, the fall and winter?
I'm always thinking about how it's going to get cold.
Right.
Lived in Ohio my whole life,
Right.
and the cold is always something that I dread. But I know that the events that we have planned are going to be worth it, standing
Yeah.
out in the cold. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm sure the merchants really appreciate it too. They have extended hours, and I've talked to several. I've done several shows with them, and they say, yeah, they have some people come in and buy things, and they extend their hours, and it's good for the businesses too.
Yeah, we definitely get a lot of foot traffic with the First Fridays, from what I've seen, and I've only been here since June. But being involved, I have seen that so many people come downtown for these events, and it's just a great way to draw people in. So I have definitely seen a lot of people, and Megan can attest to it. We have been looking at data, comparing data from previous events, so it's something that we're, again, still trying to grow that foot traffic, but we're starting off good. Yeah.
So Megan, we're data driven, right? So
Yes.
we have some records on how people attended, and really it's very important to do that so that you can maintain your positions.
Yes, so we actually, part of our Economic Vitality Committee, which focuses on the economic development of our downtown, actually invested in an AI app called Placer AI this year that tracks foot traffic based off where your cell phone pings. So previously, we used to think that Scare on the Square would bring in 4,000 or 5,000 people. This data actually proves that there's about 11,000 to 12,000 people that come downtown just on that day alone in October for Scare on the Square. So we're able to pull that data going back to 2017, and so we're starting to pull that historical information so that we can show how the Main Street events have grown and downtown has grown and will continue to grow.
Andy McIlvain was a student of mine, and I guess he was kind of instrumental with the Michael Jackson song, right?
Yes, so they have been fabulous, and it's coming up on the 12th year for that. So, I mean, over 300 zombies each year and 12,000 people downtown, which means out of 300. A lot of those are spectators just coming to go to the shops, trick or treat. And I know Alex and Lori have grown Thriller, and they actually just performed on the Cavs last year, which is the first time it has not been performed in Wadsworth, because they've kept it solely a Wadsworth-based event to bring people downtown. So
Well, that's really good to know. We'll go ahead and go with the second portion of Bruce on the Loose in just a second. We're back with Bruce on the Loose, and the ladies are with me. Megan, we're down in the lower area here, and is this the stage where they go ahead and perform concerts?
it is. So this is our first year doing the summer concert series
Yeah.
through Main Street. So far we've had 3 performances. So our first one unfortunately got rained out. Ohio,
Nature.
yes, Ohio weather. When you do outdoor events, it's never a guarantee that you're going to have nice weather like today. But Tricky Dick and the Cover-Ups, which was a top 40s group, was our first band, and they're actually, since they did get rained out, scheduled to come back next year.
Okay, all right.
And then we had in June the Ladies Night, which is an all-male group that sings Taylor Swift and Britney Spears and all the pop princesses, and they can hit the notes, which a fabulous band. If you were down here for that June 1st Friday, you were in for a treat. Young and old alike were down on this floor dancing and had their lawn chairs, enjoying their Dora cups. And then last month, or this month technically,
Right.
August 1st Friday, we did Paradise, which is a Meatloaf cover band.
Okay.
And we actually did that show instead of on the Pocket Park stage, since it did bring a larger crowd, over on College Street. So we did close down the street for that event. But upcoming, we will have our September 1st Friday, which is Wild Wild West, and the band will be the Bronx Country, so country-themed band. That will also be on College Street. And then closing out our season is Custard Pie back here on the stage, which is a classic rock group. So we
Okay.
kind of have a little bit of everything for everyone.
It seems like you work well with the city. If you're closing off streets
Yes.
and everything, that has to make you feel good, because we don't usually do that in Wadsworth, and that brings a lot of people, and word of mouth. I mean, if people came and really enjoyed themselves, they'll tell their neighbors and friends and relatives. And I'm sure all those people weren't from Wadsworth. There was other people came in and say, gee, Wadsworth doing some really interesting things here.
I've heard from a couple different concerts. We've had people from Massillon, we've had people from Barberton, from Manawa, and so all over Ohio that are coming for these events. And so the Pocket Park capacity is about 200 to 300 people, so that's when we'll play it up towards Main Street. However, next year, while we did have them on College Street, this parking lot right here is going to get some love, and the stage is actually convertible to be turned around so that they can then play to that parking
Wow.
lot. So
Wow.
next year, all of our concerts will be in this location.
Isn't that something? So the
Yeah.
city is working well with you. That has to make you feel good,
Yeah.
that you have a city that really welcomes people coming in and wants to do some good things for its community.
Yeah, it is really great. Everyone's involvement in Wadsworth is just amazing. And again, being from Broadview Heights, like I'm like spread out. Like I feel like I don't see people unless it's someone who lives in my neighborhood. So being here with everyone so close and everyone so involved has been a great experience so far.
Yeah, that's a theme in Wadsworth. The schools
Yeah.
get along with the city,
Yeah.
and they work together.
Everyone helps everyone. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. It really is different, and it really is nice to know that you have support.
Right, I agree. It's always nice to have someone in your corner. So yeah, we're very thankful for that.
So how long do you propose to be here, and what are some of the goals that you have in mind?
I don't know how long I'll be here. I would like to stay for a while.
Right, sure.
But I know that Megan and I have talked about doing a lot of different things to kind of build Main Street Wadsworth, to just let people know who we are, what we do. So we have been maintaining the social media accounts. We've been trying to grow those, post more content, more community-driven content. So a lot of pictures with community members, with people holding our I Love Main Street Wadsworth hearts, pictures from the farmers markets, the produce that's being sold, the people that are coming and buying our products. So we've been posting a lot of that content. Going forward, we do want to focus more on posting thank yous for our donors, for those who sponsor us. We would love to do some shout outs to our board members, kind of a little get to know the board, posts so people know who's behind Main Street Wadsworth. Along with doing that for our 4 committees that we have, we would love to get that started. We are starting our newsletter back up again, so that's in the works. We're working on it currently. So we're going to get that out, get news out to people about what's happening in the Wadsworth area, what we're doing, events that we're having. So there's a lot that we want to do. And between the 2 of us, we're working on it.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah.
no question about it.
Right.
You mentioned some of the projects and some of the things you're on.
Yeah.
What about the farmers market? Can you tell us about how it's going? And my wife and I came a couple times and got some
Yeah.
eggs and some other things, and it was really great.
Yeah, thank you. No, so the farmers market, we are in our 9th season this year, and with the farmers market, everything is grown, made, produced by local vendors in Wadsworth or in the surrounding areas. But we have over 70 vendors that we contact each week, and so on average, we have about 20 to 30 vendors that are able to participate on a Saturday. Farmers markets do take place over in the Central Intermediate School parking lot from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., which
Right.
was a new change this year.
Okay.
So previously, it always started or ended at 12 p.m. So we added an extra hour just to see for those late risers. You know, it's a Saturday morning. You might not want to get out of bed.
Sure,
and,
sure.
You might have kids' sports or other activities. Saturdays can get booked up pretty quickly. So
Yeah, I umpire. There's some 9 o'clock games, and they get over at 11:30, and they could come to.
yep, they still have an
Yeah,
hour and a half
right.
to come down and support the vendors and get their produce. And then we also this year experimented with adding a Wednesday market. So
Right.
we did hear some feedback that our community, again, some of those people can't make it on a Saturday because of work or other commitments. So having a Wednesday, we did once a month, and it was from 5 to 8 p.m. And same location, but we have one more on August 13th. So it's starting to pick up. It's, again, we wanted to start smaller and grow that, but I think people love coming down. I know you can make an entire meal from our farmers
Sure.
market.
Where's
So
that?
get beef from RK Beef, corn from Kevin Kuiper, flowers for your table from
Yeah.
Blooming Roots, and honey from JKL Honey, and all the things in between. So you can find it all right downtown.
You were mentioning some of the other projects that downtown Wadsworth is involved in. Could you mention maybe the mural project?
Yeah, so we just did a call for artists for a Grizzly Pride mural over on the Grizzly Arcade, which is one of our more recent openings of businesses downtown. We are so glad to have them here. And so they were willing to have a mural put on their wall. And so we put out a call for artists. We did just close submissions, so we had about 19 artists from Northeast Ohio and actually some other locations such as New York and Maryland all apply to have their artwork in downtown Wadsworth. So our design committee is currently working to select a mural and a mural artist that they would like to commit to that work. And then we also just did a call for artists for a coloring book. So back in the day, you might have seen it was a Main Street and Blue Tip committee project to have a coloring book of some of those sites and things of downtown that you would recognize, such as the gazebo, the boy with the boot, the Strand. And so we're creating a new edition with this design committee. So if you or anyone you know is interested in creating a few sketches, unfortunately it is not paid, but it is a way to give back. And once the books are made, we will be donating them to have all of the different businesses have them in their stores. So free of charge, and just a way for us to give back to our community in a creative way.
Sounds like Roger Havens had
Yes,
his hand in
he
that.
does.
He's really a local historian and a colleague of mine in Wadsworth City Schools, and he really knows the history, doesn't he?
He does, and he has been instrumental. We just last year, I think last time you and I spoke, we received our National Register of Historic Places for downtown. So our downtown now is recognized nationally as a historic district. And so Roger has been instrumental in that, and we are actually working with our design committee to add plaques and signage recognizing both the district and all of the 49 contributing buildings that made us a historic place.
That is really interesting. History is very important to, you mentioned how other areas are spread out. It seems like Wadsworth has a lot of pride, and they really enjoy the history of the city.
Yeah, they definitely do, and we do as well. One of our main priorities is historic preservation. So we really want to just show people the history of downtown Wadsworth. So with these plaques that we're going to be putting up, we are talking about possibly putting QR codes on there for people to scan and just learn more about the building itself. Maybe putting some old pictures of the buildings up, just giving a brief description. It'll be a cool way to just share more about the history. The more people know, the more people will care. And that's, again, something that we care about, so yeah.
Not only for people that are born and raised in Wadsworth, but newcomers.
Yeah, people coming in.
They could learn
Yeah.
about the history of Wadsworth as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a really important aspect to focus on, just because, yes, this is somebody's hometown and this is where someone grew up, but coming in, like, it's just so important to learn about the area that you're in. If someone moves here, if I moved here, I would want to know, like, what's everything about here? Where have people chosen to come live, and why did they choose to come live here, and what did it look like before? That's something that interests me, and I know it interests a lot of other people. So I think it's really exciting that we're doing something like this for the community.
Speaking of interest, how did you first learn about the position as it opened?
Yeah, so I was going through some internships junior year, and again, I knew I wanted to work for a nonprofit and give back to a community in a creative way. So as I was going through the job search process, I stopped at the career office at Walsh, and Stephanie Coons, who's actually part of Main Street Wadsworth, she kind of led me in this direction. She got me in contact with Megan, and it just sounded like an amazing job. It just sounded like something that I would be really passionate about and get fulfillment from, and make valuable connections there. It just seemed like it was a perfect fit for me. So I reached out and I went through the interview process. I met the board members, I met Janie. It was amazing experience. So I'm really glad that I'm here, and I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did.
One thing led to another
Yeah,
another.
it was perfect.
like various steps along the way.
It was the only job I applied to, honestly.
Okay.
So
Okay,
again,
wow.
very thankful. But I knew it would be a perfect fit, and I knew that I was passionate about this, and that I would enjoy it, but also, work hard and try to hit those goals that we have for the community.
And you learn a lot. You know,
Yes.
you got
Yeah.
your knowledge base, and then you maybe have a stepping stone, go somewhere else, and you can give them, a lot of the things you've
Right.
done right here.
Well, we're going to keep her here, but
Okay, well, that's true. That's true. I'm not trying to get rid of her.
well, and I will say Emma is truly a gem, and we had over 90 applicants, so it was a
Oh.
rigorous process, and she stood out and has been a tremendous asset to our organization. So we are so glad to have her here, and that Stephanie from our board and from the community was able to connect us all.
That must make you feel really good. 90 applicants for this position.
Yes.
Wow. How did you get word out there?
Sure, we did everything from press releases, all the local news, from the Gazette to the radio station to WCTV, and everywhere in between, social media, which our social media did have some traction, but since having this role and having Emma on board has taken our social media to another level. So we pushed it out on every channel we could.
I know you and I did a show before, and Joanna Perino has retired. Do you want to say greetings to her?
Yes.
And we're going to miss her.
Yes, thank you so much, Joanna, for truly everything you've done for WCTV and our community. She has been a Main Street board member. She is on our committee still, so even in retirement, she's not getting too far away, but we are so thankful for her commitment to Wadsworth, to our organization, and just everything she does, because she does go above and beyond. And I know personally I am so thankful to have her in my life. So
33 years at WCTV. I thought she thought maybe she'd come for a year or two, and she enjoyed Wadsworth and stuck around.
Yes.
Yeah, no question about it. Thank you for viewing Bruce on the Loose, and we will have a really good show for you coming up. Thank you for viewing.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.